All right, seventh grade. We're moving on to lesson 5. We're going to be picking up the pace here, so it's very imperative that you guys watch these videos when they're supposed to be watched. All right. So we're skipping a few things at the very beginning of lesson 5 because it all revolves around the integer game, and we haven't been playing the integer game, so it's kind of hard for us to do something that deals with the integer game. So let's work on some things here, okay? So we're going to talk about the rules of subtraction, okay? So if you have your textbook on page S30, S30, I'll even write it here again for you. S30 is where we're at, S30. The very top of that page talks about the rule of subtraction. Subtracting a number is the same as adding its additive or inverse or opposite. Okay, so additive inverse. So if you like have 3 plus, sorry, not 3 plus because it's a subtraction problem. If you got 3 minus 2, it's the same as saying 3. So we're going to add the inverse. So add the opposite of a positive 2, which would be a negative 2. Okay? So 3 minus 2 is the same as saying 3 plus a negative 2. So we add the opposite of the next number. Okay? So let's take a look at 8 minus 2. Okay? So according to the rule of subtraction, we need to rewrite the following subtraction sentences as addition sentences and solve. Use the number line below if needed. If we need to use it, we can use the number line. So 8 minus 2. Well, I know that the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the first number alone, so I'm going to write 8. Okay. Now, according to the rule of subtraction, I'm going to add the inverse, or add the opposite. So instead of minus, I'm going to say plus, and I'm going to open up parentheses here. The opposite of a positive 2 will be a negative 2. So 8 plus a negative 2 is the same as saying 8 minus 2, and that's going to equal 6. Okay? All right, so now we look at B. 4 minus 9. Okay, keep the first number, 4. Instead of subtraction, we're going to add, and then the opposite of a positive 9 is going to be a negative 9. Okay, now we ask ourselves here, which number has the greatest absolute value, 4 or a negative 9? So what number is the farthest from 0? Well, it's a negative 9. So that means my answer will be negative. So now the question is, basically, what's 4 minus 9, or what's 9 minus 4? Okay, 5. All right, so the answer is a negative 5. All right, so now we're going on to C, and you get the gist of this. It should be keep the first number, add the inverse of the second number. So now we got a negative 3 plus a negative 7. Two negatives gives us a negative. So what's 3 plus 7? 10. So my answer is a negative 10. Okay. Now I want you to take very good close attention to this one here. You got a negative 9 minus a negative 2. Watch what happens to this problem. So we keep a negative 9. We're going to add the inverse of a negative 2, which would be 2. So a minus negative equals a positive. So a negative 9 minus a negative 2 is the same as saying a negative 9 plus 2. Okay, so again the question becomes, which number is the furthest from 0? A negative 9 or 2? A negative 9 is. So my answer is going to stay negative. So if I start at a negative 9 and I add 2, that means I'm going to move to the right a positive 2. My answer is going to be a negative 7. Mr. Hale, why did you start at a negative 9 instead of starting at a 0? I wanted to be lazy, okay? I was lazy and I just did it a quick way to help give you a quick answer for part 1, okay? All right. Now, I'm keeping my mouth closed. I'm not gonna give you the answer for number 2. Why? Because I just did number 1 for you. So it's time for you to do it for homework. And I'm gonna check your answers. I'm gonna call on random people too. Like maybe Allison or Jaime, or maybe I'll pick on Caleb, or maybe Gabriel or Milan. You never know who I'm gonna pick on. Could be any of you. So be prepared with the correct answers for number 2. All right, so we're going to move on to number 3. All right, so number 3 states, write 2 equivalent expressions that represent this situation. What is the difference in their elevation? An airplane flies at an altitude of 25,000 feet. A submarine dives to a depth of 600 feet below sea level. Okay, so now, sea level, for those that are unsure of it, okay, is at 0 feet. Okay, sea level is at 0 feet. So if an airplane is flying at 25,000 above feet, 25,000 feet above sea level, is it going to be positive or negative? Okay, so 25,000 is going to be a positive number. Okay, it wants to know the difference. So we're looking at a subtraction problem. Okay, so minus, all right, and the submarine dives to a depth of 600 feet below. All right, below is the key word here. That tells me it's going to go below 0 feet, so it's not going to be a positive number anymore. Below means that this is going to be a negative number, so I'm subtracting a negative 600 feet. Or if we refer back to part D in question 2, a minus negative equals a positive. So 25,000 plus 600. So what's the difference in their elevation? 25,600 feet. Okay, so that's the difference in their elevation. Now see, how funny is that? As soon as I mention Kaime's name, Kaime wants to email me and ask if we have homework. All right, Kaime, I said I was going to upload it in 10 minutes. Let's see if I'm right, okay? I got 5:45. Let's see if I uploaded it before 6, okay? All right, so let's move on. Okay. Oh, look, how wonderful. We're at the problem set. All right, so let's take a quick review of the lesson summary. Short, simple lesson, okay? Let's see. The rule of subtraction states that subtracting a number is the same as adding its opposite. All right. For all rational numbers, subtracting a number and adding it back gets you back to where you started. M minus M plus N equals M. Okay. So, a couple of things that we need to know. All right. So, problem set number 1 says on a number line, find the difference of each number and 4. Okay. So, you're going to have to complete this yourself. Okay. I want this problem to be your homework as well. All right. So, number 1 is going to be your homework. And then we're going to do numbers 3, 4, and 5 in class. So this is going to be classwork, okay? So that's all we're doing tonight. So thank you all so much for taking your time and being patient. And I will see you all bright and early tomorrow. Please make sure you did your homework, okay? To make sure you did do your homework, do me a favor. If you've watched this video and you can, I'll see if I can turn on comments for it. I want you to comment underneath the video your name and the number 10, okay? Or no, do your name and a number. So like if Kaime is the first one to watch it, she's going to put Kaime Reynolds and then 1. If Catherine's the second one to watch it, she's going to be Catherine Umana 2. So I want you all to keep the numbers in sequential order as you're commenting, okay? That way I know how many people are watching it and how many of y'all have been paying attention, okay? All right, so I appreciate it, guys. I hope y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.